Hello and welcome to a very rainy Spain. I'm taking you to the sunshine very, very soon. I bought this house in January 2024 and I'm about to collect my first harvest of olives. I'm going to take you to the factory. Well, we're going to collect them first. I'm going to take you to the sunshine and to the factory, show you from beginning the collection to converting them into liquid gold olive oil. Now, a little bit of geography first. I am in the very centre of Andalusia in southern Spain. The province that I'm in is Córdoba, and it's the Subbética region, which produces a huge amount of olive oil. The specific town is Priego de Córdoba. That's the municipality that I'm in, which has won many awards for producing some of the world's best olive oil. We are right on the border of Jaén province. Now, Jaén province produces the largest amount of the world's olive oil. I'm going to record for a second while the noise has stopped. Bloomin' heck, it's noisy with those blowers and shakers and grabbers. So let's go up the top of the olive grove and see what's going on up here. It's such a gorgeous day to be seeing this as well. It's so exciting. ¡Qué rápido! Lo has hecho antes. There are three different types of olives in the Subbética region in this area. They are picuda, picual and hoja blanca. You can just see the house in the distance there, see the roof of it, so you get an idea of where the trees are located exactly. We are in central Andalusia, but we have actually 4 nationalities on this olive grove right now. Zacaria, Spanish, driving the tractor, a few other Spanish guys, Colombian, walking past now, and myself, English, and quite a few guys from Senegal who come over every year to help pick the olives. I think I should work rather than filming, really. I should be working. There he goes. So they've picked the olives. We're now on the way to the olive oil factory. It's called the Cooperativa, and we're going to weigh them. Oh God, I'm so excited. I could pee my pants. Said I'm going to see the Pirates of Penzance. Here he is with the olives. In his tractor. Here is where we empty the olives to send them on their jolly way to be converted into oil. So Zach is tipping them through this grill here, where they will then be separated from leaves and soil, and then the olives themselves will be sent in another direction to be weighed. So from here, we now watch them on the way, on their merry journey to your supermarket shelves. This is incredible, honestly. This is the best thing I've seen all year. Now, the leaves and any soil will be separated from the olives. The olives will go in one direction, and then the leaves and soil, I want to call it rubbish, but it's not rubbish, that all goes here. Every single part of the olive is utilised in one way or another, and that will be explained to you later in the video. There are even sweeping brushes available at each station to sweep up any escapee olives. Here we find out how much they weigh. This tells us all of the information. Remember that game Mousetrap that you had as a kid? Reminds me of Mousetrap.
Eso puede salir unos 70-80 kilos de aceite.
60?
O 70,
70, 80. 70 or 80 kilos we've had. Okay. Going to get the oil in a minute. So for each kilo turn around. Oh yeah, for each kilo of olives, only 20% of that kilo is used for oil by the time they take away the stone and anything else. Let's go and see. We can now clearly see the separation, the olives in front ready to be weighed, and the leaves and soil in the other direction falling onto the pile. I mean, this is seriously fresh oil. They've been picked half an hour ago and they're already being weighed and converted into oil. Manuel from the olive oil factory, he's the manager of the factory, he's been kind enough to fully explain all of the process to me, and I'm going to translate it the best that I can. So far he's told me that the olives have been separated from the leaves and the soil and have been washed. Now that they have the clean olives, the three machines here are where the olives are ground into a dough.
Aquí es donde se muele la aceituna y se hace masa.
The paste is then sent through this spiral, through this tube, and inside the factory. This is where the dough arrives from the outside. Manuel is explaining that la masa, the dough, is sent into here to be ground a little bit more. This is where it comes in from the outside. We saw this pipe at the other side of the wall. The dough is sent from this machine to here through the pipes, and this is where the oil is separated from the orujo, a word that I've never come across before. It's the flesh and the stone of the olive together. Quite interesting that the word for the stone of the olive in Spanish is hueso, which translated directly actually means bone. So it's the bone of the olive. It's a direct translation. And there we saw the olive oil mixed with water. Once the oil is mixed with the water here, it's passed through this machine here, which is spinning it and actually making the oil. And here we have what is known in the area as liquid gold. And this is the foam that it produces. The water sinks to the bottom and the oil stays above. So here he's letting out some of the water. The oil remains in here for some time and then is sent through the pipes to the bodega. And this is the water coming out. And this isn't used for anything. And these machines are the same, just a repeat of what we've just seen. Now this is interesting. Down in here is the orujo, which I explained earlier is the flesh and the stone of the olive mixed together. Now that's sent through a pipe to lorries that come to collect it as it is. It still has a small amount of oil in it, so they extract that small amount and it's sold as a cheaper form of olive oil, a lower quality form. There are specific factories that take away the orujo, located in Baena and Zacaria, I think Manuel said. He's explaining that there's a second extraction of oil when the orujo is sent away. Now into the bodega, where the oil is stored in containers before it's collected by lorries. Each container holds 2 lorries worth of oil. They are absolutely huge. And then just at the entrance have the decanters. So the oil comes in here through the pipes that you can see, and it gets fed from one decanter to the next, where all of the final impurities are gradually filtered out of the oil. So the same oil goes from the first one to the second one to the third one to the fourth one to the fifth one, and then finally into the containers. It comes through this tube here and then is fed directly into the lorry. When the lorry arrives empty, it's weighed on this platform here, then weighed again once it's full with oil to determine how much oil is in the lorry once the empty weight is deducted from the full weight. And this is the bit that they keep for themselves back inside. So these two containers here contain oil that are used for the village and the immediate area, with the filters in front to then decanter it into cans and bottles. Now to show you that no part of the olive is wasted. This is ground olive stones, the hueso or the bone, that is used for heating in a similar way that the pellets are used in a pellet burner. And this is actually a large heater right here that's fueled by the olive stones.
Este es interesante.
Manuel said they use every part. This is what he's going to show us now.
Bueno, ahora porque acaban de...
What the agriculture brings here, they separate and they put the leaves to one side. They sell the leaves and they are used as biomass, which is an energy source. The leaves are burned to be used as energy. Biomass is an organic material which, when burned, releases CO2 to produce energy. On the other side, we have the gravel and soil. This is used to repair roads. The two funnels in the distance are where the lorries arrive to take the orujo. Remember, the orujo is what is left after extracting the extra virgin oil, but there's still a small amount of oil in it that's taken to other factories and used for lower quality oil to be used for maybe for frying. And the olives, like the conchonillo, little pigs, they use every part. Now to summarise, I have locals come in and maintain the trees all year and then collect them in the winter. 23 trees will yield approximately 450 kilograms of olives, of which approximately 20% will be oil, which would equal 90 kilograms. So 90 kilograms equals approximately 100 litres of olive oil, and as the owner of the land I would receive around 20 to 25% of that, so let's say around 22 litres. This bottle is half a litre, so I could hope to receive around about 45 bottles of that. I'll let you know when I receive it. Thank you for watching the video. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope you learned something. I certainly did by making the video. If you want to see more about my renovations on the property or what I'm going to do with the land, maybe buy some animals further down the line, then please subscribe right here.